or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaelyn. I'm a first-year PhD student in History and African American Studies at Yale, and this is my final week of my first year as a PhD student. I'm taking you guys along for the ride. I have 3 essays that I need to complete by the end of the week, so it is going to be a busy, good, productive vlog for those of you that enjoy that type of content. I'm going to go ahead and go pick up a cup of coffee from Cafe Lamont. As I said in my previous vlog, I'm still in State College, Pennsylvania, with my friend Danielle and her husband. I am going back to New Haven after I get my second vaccine shot, which I'm getting on Saturday. So busy week ahead. Let's go ahead and get right into it because I have so much work to do. Take a minute to thank today's sponsor, which is Dossier. I've worked with them before and I'm really excited to be working with them again. They make luxury style fragrances without the markup, and what I love most about them is, one, their affordability, but that you get a very generous size bottle, and they also look very good. I now have several that I keep in my collection, and this time they sent me the Floral Rose, which honestly just smells like a fresh rose petal. It's very fresh, very floral, and I would say this is a very good daytime scent, whereas I have some of their other floral scents, in which case they're a bit warmer and are probably more of a nighttime scent. On their website, they have a quiz that you can take in order to see what fragrances might be right for you. They have so many selections. They've got various scents that are based on your favorite luxury perfumes. I really love the Red Roses perfume from Jo Malone, so I think this is a perfect dupe, and I'm really excited to get to use this and also to be working with Dossier again. If you want to check them out, go ahead and check out the links down below and give them a try. They're affordable, they smell incredible, and thank you so much to Dossier for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back into it. Slight change of scenery. Danielle has a ton of meetings today, so I worked in there for a little while and decided to move my desk over into my room. So that's where I'm working now. I went ahead and set up my desk in the corner here. Need to make sure that I'm maintaining my momentum. My back is killing me, so I'm gonna go ahead and lay down on my bed for a little while and then get back to work. I have most of the introduction complete for the paper, which is excellent, and I feel pretty good about it so far. I just need to make sure that I'm making the argument strong and that I am actually relying on some primary sources throughout. So I am going to figure those things out, especially the sources, as I go. Moo Moo? Well, Miss Moo decided to eat my earplugs again. What do you have to say for yourself, Missy? It's like her weirdest habit, and I try so hard to make sure that I put them in the side table, but I forgot to do it this morning, and she decided to snack on them. This dog has zero shame. Do you see this face? Why did you do that? Why? Well, I'm gonna lay down on my bed, find some different earplugs, I guess, and then get back to work in a little while and continue working on the body of the paper. Ideally, what I wanted was basically like it would do one check for Katie and then I would publish it. But since Katie is going to be essentially unavailable for the summer, go ahead and send it to me. One thing I wanted to talk to you about in particular, Chelsea, was Pinterest strategy. Okay, sweet, excellent. Much later. We had the accepted meeting at 4. I went ahead and also picked up some Thai food for dinner, and now it is 10 p.m. and I'm sitting here working on my essay and feeling very anxious about it. I have written so many papers in my life, and I have had many final seasons throughout my academic career thus far, and I am just going to say that the anxiety of having deadlines just never quite changes. You just figure out how to cope with it. And also I just feel comforted that I've gone through this before and I will get through it again, but I'm just feeling a little anxious. but it's all good. And you know what we do when we have anxiety and have a paper to write? We obviously consume more caffeine. That's a joke. Don't actually do that, but I need to stay up and like write this paper. So I'm just working on it. In the meeting for acceptance today, we talked about all the many things that we needed to go over. Now that the team is expanding, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm staying more organized as a leader and being clear about the deliverables and goals that I have for accepted, and just trying to find ways to bring in different types of clients. A lot of the clients that come in end up working with me because most of them are grad student applicants, but I would ideally like to drive more traffic towards Danielle, Chloe, and Katie's services, and we're just trying to figure out different strategies to work on that. And I'm really excited to have Chelsea joining the team. She's gonna be working with Katie on the content writing side. She's gonna be working on blog posts for us, and I'm gonna show her a little bit about how to actually market with Pinterest. So that is on the agenda for the week. I'm trying to delegate, which is hard. And I'm so used to being the one completely in control of everything. It's a little odd running the show and trying to figure out how to delegate tasks in order to be the most efficient. And that is where we're at the moment. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep working this evening, and then I will check in with you tomorrow. I actually have a hair appointment to fix my roots, and I'm really excited to get it done because I haven't been to a hairdresser in quite some time, and I really need to get it done. So that's what's going on, and I'm just rambling. So I will check in with you guys in a little while. I got up this morning and we actually moved my desk back into the office last night, and it's in a slightly different position, so I'm sorry for all the weird backlighting. Anyway, I got some really exciting news. A couple weeks ago, I was back in New Haven and I was very secretive about something I was doing in a couple meetings that I was going to. And I can finally kind of tell you what it is. So I actually went and viewed some apartments, and at the time they didn't have the unit that I really wanted available, but the perfect apartment has come available, and I am not in New Haven obviously, so the agent is going to FaceTime you today at some point so we can view the apartment. She sent me some photos. It has the most spectacular view, I think, in all of New Haven. I love my apartment, but there are a couple little quirky things about it, and since I can afford to live in a slightly nicer space, I would like to do that for myself. And now that things are picking up with Accepted and with YouTube and brand deals and things, I want to move into a space that I really love. And also I'm going to be in New Haven for at least 2 more years, so I want to make sure that I move into a space that I would likely be willing to stay in for 2 years. I love my apartment, as I said, but it's not the perfect situation, and there's a couple reasons for that, which I can get into if you really want me to discuss it. I'll talk about it when I kind of get into the actual moving process, but things are moving right along. I'm really excited. So fingers crossed that I am able to meet with her today and that I like the apartment. There's 2 different options. So there's one that's available right now, which is a corner unit. It has a slightly funky configuration, so that's my only concern with it. If that doesn't work out, then I'll try to get one of the other model units. I'm really excited, and I'm gonna go ahead and get my day started. I actually have a hair appointment at 11, which is in less than an hour. So I'm just gonna go ahead and review a client's document and then go ahead and head into town for that, and then come back and get working on my essays. So that's the plan for today. I'll take you all along for the ride. Got out of my hair appointment and it looks so good. I know it's like a little blown out. I know the lighting's bad, but it's so soft and beautiful. She did such a good job, and also the prices here are so much more affordable for hair. I pay so much money to get my hair done, and this was way more affordable. So who knows, maybe I need to plan out my hair appointments for when I'm visiting Danielle. But I'm gonna go ahead and go pick up some Momotaro, get some boba tea, go home, get some work done. I cannot stop touching my hair. It's so soft. So that's what's going on. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll check in with you guys when I get back home. When we wake
birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun.
It is now about 10 o'clock. I have been making some progress on my paper, and I originally was going to try to get all my papers done by the end of the week, but now I'm going to put a little less stress on myself. I have one paper that's technically due Monday, the other one isn't due until the 21st, and then this one that I'm currently writing doesn't technically have a due date. He just said get it in by the end of finals. So my plan is that I'm going to actually call it a night. I have about 1,000 words left of this paper, and I'm really happy with the progress that I'm making on it. And I could keep writing tonight, but I just feel like I'm on a good roll with it. I like the way that I'm writing, I like the way that the argument is being structured, and I just feel like my brain's going to be fried if I keep trying to push it, and I have the time, so why not just kind of take it easy. I am going to restructure my plan a little bit and be a little bit more kind with myself in the timeline. Like I said, the deadlines are not as stringent as they were before. So I have my vaccine shot on Saturday, so I have to at least get the first 2 papers done before then, because I just don't know if I'm going to be able to do any work this weekend if I'm not feeling well. And I think I can definitely do that. I'm going to work on finishing this paper tomorrow, get working on my other paper, and that one should be easier to write because I know the subject a lot better, whereas this one is a totally different area for me. It's very theoretical. I'm using this kind of sociological lens, which I'm not familiar with, but I'm actually really enjoying writing it, and I'm starting to slowly figure it out. I'm halfway through writing it, over halfway through writing it technically, and I just want to go to bed. So I'm going to be a bit nicer to myself and say that I do not necessarily need to get all of these papers done by the end of the week, that if I get at least 2 of them done, then I'll be happy with that. And then I plan on going back to New Haven once I'm feeling better. So hopefully by Monday I'll be able to go back to New Haven, and then I can finish the other paper from there. The other paper is the article that I've been writing, and while there's a lot that I need to change around in it, it is pretty much written. I just need to revise a couple sections, add a couple things, really change up the historiography section. So it's not that there's no work to do, like I definitely have a lot of revisions that I need to make, but it's not as taxing, and also I'll have a full week to work on it. I'm just not as worried about it. I was trying to push myself to get everything done right away, but I think that rather than staying up all night and frying myself so I can't really do work tomorrow, it's better to go to bed tonight, take a shower, feel good, and then go ahead and get up early in the morning, grab a cup of coffee, and get back to work. I say this because I know that there's this push to be the most productive you can be, and while I could get all the papers done by the end of the week, I don't want to have to push myself like that, 1, and 2, it's not necessary, and 3, I don't feel entirely in my normal mental headspace that I would be during finals. I feel just really worn out and kind of burnt out for the semester. So with that being said, I'm just going to be a bit kinder to myself and go ahead and take it easy tonight and go to bed and pick up where we left off tomorrow. So I'll see you all in the morning. Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I went ahead, got up, as I said, got my cup of coffee, and now I'm sitting at my desk and I'm gonna start writing. Well, I didn't necessarily get coffee. I thought I had ordered the chocolate rose latte, but I accidentally ordered the rose tea latte. So it is still very good, just not quite as much caffeine. I don't have anything planned for today other than the accountability workshop, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I would ideally like to get a video up as well, but I'm not gonna push myself too much. If I can get it up by Friday, that's fine. And then the other video, which is this vlog, I can get out to the brand for approval. I feel a little scattered planning content right now. 1, because I don't have my content planner. I have that big calendar in my apartment that I use to plan out my content, and 2, I am working in a new system for Accepted. We're now using ClickUp, and I'm still figuring out exactly how it works. It has so many features, but sometimes they're not super intuitive. I'm still organizing it, so the content that I need to make for Accepted is kind of confusing. But I'm heading back to New Haven, as I said, hopefully Monday, so I will be able to get myself sorted out and start creating more content. So yesterday I mentioned that update about the apartment. I still have not been able to get on FaceTime with the agent. She wasn't able to get a hold of the tenant. So I'm hoping that today we'll be able to do it. If not, I'm hoping she'll be able to send me a floor plan. So long as I understand the general layout, I love the photos that she sent me and the space looks perfect. I just want to make sure that my furniture is actually going to fit in that space well, because the model apartment she showed me before, I could definitely make work with the furniture that I have. The configuration of this particular apartment is a little bit strange, so I just want to make sure that the actual configuration works and that specifically my couch will fit in the space well, because it's a similar L shape that my apartment is. It's just hopefully a bit wider. And I'm just trying to figure out whether that's the apartment I should go with, but I should have an update for you all by the end of today's video, so we'll make it all happen. I'm gonna go ahead and get to work and take you all along for my day as I continue writing this paper. Into writing the paper. I am making some slow progress, but my brain is just not working in the way I'm used to it being during finals. Normally I can like get these papers out super quickly and it's not a problem, but for some reason right now I just am struggling to get words on page, and then I have ideas but they're fragmented and they're not coming up when I'm writing the correct section, if that makes any sense. And anyway, I'm still working on it. I ordered myself some boba and I'm just gonna sit here and keep on working on it. I have the Yale Early American Historians happy hour type of thing for the end of the semester in about 30 minutes, so I'll do that for about an hour, but other than that, I'm just gonna be working. I got an update about the apartment. Unfortunately, the one that I was looking at, or the one that she had sent me, is gonna be taken over by the current tenant's friend, so that one's not available, but there should be more units coming up in the next couple of weeks, so she's just gonna keep me posted. I'm gonna check in with her when I'm back in New Haven on Tuesday. Hopefully there's other apartments that open up. I know there will be more that open up by the time that my lease ends, so I'm not super worried about being able to find a place, but I'm just kind of disappointed because that apartment had the most insane view in New Haven, but the other apartments that I'm looking at also have really incredible views, so I'm not too worried about it. Also, a little update on summer related plans. I signed up for the Spanish reading course that I have to take for my language requirement. As an early American historian, I only have to have one additional language. Ideally, it would be nice to have French and Spanish under my belt, and that's possibly something that I'll take on next summer. But with the way that it works with my schedule, I could only take the Spanish reading course this particular summer, and that will run from mid-July to mid-August, which should be fine. The only challenge that I see coming up is when I need to go to England. I'm hoping that it is asynchronous and that I can get ahead or go through the lectures in my own time, but we'll see. Worst case, I can probably manage to be inside taking courses over in England when I need to. But I got the email and it was said that your status has been posted on whether you've been accepted to the course, and I don't know why, but I just got this immediate pang of anxiety the way that I did when I was waiting for PhD decisions, even though I know that I'm probably gonna get in. It's just one course. So it's just odd, but I just wanted to update you all and let you know what's going on. And I'm gonna go ahead and keep on working for the rest of the day and get this paper done. I've asked Danielle to hold my phone hostage for the rest of the day until I submit this paper. So in order for me to actually go on Instagram or anything, I need to be done with this paper. So it's time to get to work. Hello everyone, good morning, happy Thursday. Hi. I'm here with Danielle. We're gonna go get Duncan and I'm letting her drive.
It's a big step, friends.
As in she's not letting me drive is probably the better way to phrase it, because I'm a control freak.
We're making her grow.
I submitted my paper last night. I ended up submitting it before I ate dinner. We used dinner as incentive for me to complete it.
And with her phone.
I also had her take away my phone, as I told you all. And so I ended up watching Younger last night and stayed up till 2 in the morning
I have
watching
no regrets showing it to you.
all of season 2. I blame her for showing it to me because now I really want to watch season 3, but I can't until I finish this paper. So
I'm going to introduce her to the Bold Type, everybody. For anyone who's seen the Bold Type, you should put it in the comments. Bold Type and Younger. Best shows ever.
I am obsessed with Younger. And I'm not somebody that watches new shows. I usually just rewatch the same ones because I don't want to get into this cycle of getting addicted. Because once I watch an episode of something new, I want to know what happens next. Whereas, like, if I rewatch Gilmore Girls, then I know what happens next, so there's no, like, need to keep going. So, anyway, that's a little update. I slept in a little bit this morning because, as I said, I stayed up until 2 in the morning. And now we are going to go get coffee, and I am going to get back to work. That is the plan. So I will keep you updated throughout the day. Organizational work and very little work on my paper, but I'm gonna get to it after my nap. I just had a lot like filtering through my mind that I wanted to think about. So 2 things. One, I wanted to create an employee/contractor handbook for the members of the team at Accepted. As a business owner, things just continue to evolve and trying to figure out what ways work best to manage the team and what's going to get the most out of everybody and make everyone the most happy, and that it's going to be a good cost-benefit ratio. And I'm still trying to figure out what those systems are, but I think I have a better grasp on it now that I'm looking at the analytics, and we've had team members for a couple months now. And also, I was looking at my travel plans for the summer, as in plans to try to visit my family back in California. And originally I was supposed to go back in June, but I looked at flights and they are astronomically expensive. And I was trying to book them with miles, but it was going to be like 60,000 miles, which is a lot. And I looked at paying for it. It was nearly $1,000 to get from here to California. And I looked at all the major airports as well. And it's just such a pain. I guess it's not that odd, but my flights to London were less expensive than my flights to San Francisco. So I ended up deciding I'm gonna postpone my trip to California until July. I have a friend's wedding that is planned for the 14th, in which case I was gonna try to go back to California then anyway. And it is way less stressful, in my opinion, overall to just go once, and also to have Moo come stay here with Danielle because she'll be much happier here. And that way I know she's well taken care of and that she's happy. And I hate being apart from her for that long, but it just makes more sense to do it this way rather than having me go on various trips and have to keep leaving her with people. I really don't like doing that to her. So I ended up booking a one-way flight from Dulles near Washington because it's the only major airport that didn't have any stops and that had reasonable rates for miles in exchange for flights. And so I booked a one-way ticket to San Francisco, and then I went ahead and changed my flights to London to leave out of San Francisco rather than leaving out of the East Coast. So overall, I ended up saving a lot of money, and it'll likely save me a bit of time. So I'm just inputting all of that into my planner, so that way I have a good idea of what is happening. And it just feels nice to get things sorted out in my brain, because when things are a little hectic, I just want to sit down with my planner and figure things out. And so this is definitely a preferred way of doing it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just input this in the planner, then go take a nap, and then get back to writing. I am glad that I just took the time to sort through these things because my brain is just flustered. That's the update. I will check in with you all a little later in the day and let you know what's going on. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I normally don't film into Fridays, but because I'm posting this on Tuesday, I can actually film today. I got up this morning and put on a bit of makeup and did my hair, obviously. I just wanted to feel normal. And sometimes I can be more productive if I put myself together, so I went ahead and put on a pair of jeans, my nice shirt. I love this shirt from Everlane, and I talked about it in my last vlog, but if you use the link below, then I can continue working with them, which I would greatly appreciate. Today is the day that I need to get a lot of work done for my Slavery in the Atlantic World paper, and this one is looking at the legal principle of parta sequitur ventrem. So offspring follows womb, therefore children born of an enslaved woman would therefore be enslaved, and I'm looking at how it kind of plays out in freedom suits in Virginia and in Cuba. So that is the plan for today. I am looking primarily at Alejandro Del Fuente and Ariela Grossa's book. I think it's Becoming Free, Becoming Black, and it looks at freedom suits and the kind of defining of blackness under the law in Louisiana, Virginia, and Cuba. So I'm gonna dig in and see where I get. I also need to write a pretty big historiographical section on the legal origins and see where we end up. So I'm gonna go ahead and get going. I went ahead and picked up some Roth rocks. So I got a lavender latte and some ricotta toast. I'm all ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and set out my plan for today, get working, and then focus on stuff for accepted a little bit later. I also have a call with my banker to talk about refinancing my student loans. I've talked about my loans in previous videos, but I have a video coming up soon talking about my loan repayment plan, which I will go over at some point. But that is what I'm working on at the moment, and I'm gonna go ahead and get to work, and I will check in with you all in a couple hours. Couple hours. I had a bit of a panic about my finances. I've been working on my paper, my computer crashed. It's just been a series of challenging events. In full transparency, I spoke with the banker about getting my loans refinanced, and because of my income as a PhD student, I do not make enough and have enough in savings in order to be essentially a safe lender for my bank. And I'm with a rather conservative bank. So it makes sense. And also they want you to have a minimum credit score of 750. And while my credit score is good, I just don't have a long credit history. And also obviously I have over $70,000 in debt, which is currently on my record. So that's all very unfortunate. So I'm trying to figure out what the next move is. But I did a little bit of budgeting and financing today just because I wanted to get it out of the way, and it was stressing me out, and just trying to assess what the profit margins are for accepted, doing that budget, doing my own budget, figuring out what works, what doesn't. I'm trying to figure out ways to bring in other streams of income, and one thing that really helps is my YouTube channel. So if you are watching until the end of this video, thank you very, very much. I really appreciate you watching my videos, because that means that I can continue making videos and that I can pay my rent and all those things and pay off my loans, hopefully. So that is the current update, and I'm just gonna be working on my essay for the rest of the night. I'm gonna go ahead and end off this vlog because I imagine it's getting a little bit long, but I just wanted to round out and say thank you to Dossier for sponsoring today's video. I, again, love working with them and their team, and it would mean a lot to me if you supported them because they are supporting me. I'll have all the links and things in the description as usual. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'm gonna be back in New Haven starting next week, so keep an eye out. I've got a lot of fun content coming for you there, and once I'm done with finals, I can finally start putting up 2 or 3 videos a week again, which I cannot wait for because I know I've been inconsistent, but I'm just trying to get my feet underneath me and trying to do a good job. So thank you all for being so understanding. I will see you all in the next video. Bye, everybody.